alright.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessie if it's your first time here. In today's video I will be sharing with you some of the plants or vegetables that I have grown during quarantine, how they went, whether they succeeded, did they die, what does it look like now. It's been a couple months already and I wanted to sort of show you these plants that I have and what I've learnt about it. And I'm really excited because I've actually never been really into plants, but because of quarantine I guess we did a lot of cooking and I wanted to grow our own herbs and vegetables, and it's been so much fun so far. So let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys is spring onions. So we use this for cooking literally all the time, and we always end up buying a whole bunch, but you don't always end up using the whole bunch, so you snip it here and there and chuck it back into the fridge, but it actually dies and it dries out. And I find that we always end up wasting a lot of the spring onions that we buy. So I started googling, and pretty much spring onions are so easy to keep alive and so easy to regrow just from store-bought bunches. So this is a bunch that we bought recently, actually not that recently, maybe about 3 weeks ago now, and it's still so luscious and green. You can see all the top bits that I've chopped off to cook, and you can see some of it has already sprouted back. So let me show you. So for example, this one, when you're cooking spring onion, all you need to do is just leave a couple of inches at the bottom where the white bit is. Once you chop that off, put it into water and it will already start shooting. So this was cut yesterday and look, it's already sprouted. This one was probably cut sometime last week, and as you can see the bottom where that cut is, that's where I actually chopped off, and that's how long I left it, and the top bit is new shoots. It's really cute. I find it so fun to regrow these. And literally all I do is put it in a jar of water. You change the water daily because I think it just needs clean water and it prevents it from getting moldy and just gross. So I change this every day, and I pretty much just soak about this much of the roots into water, and yeah, you keep it in sunlight, keep it in the kitchen. I keep it on the floor next to our door because that's where the light is the most prominent. But it just needs sunlight, water, and you're set. So this is a really easy way to keep your spring onions fresh and to regrow them and chop them as you need. With the previous bunch of spring onions, originally I did do this as well, but after about a couple of weeks in water, even though I changed the water every single day, it started to rot. So I experimented with it and I planted it in soil. So this is my previous batch of spring onions that I planted in soil. As you guys can see, I hope you can see, the white bits were the parts that I actually previously chopped off, so that bit has all died. But all these new luscious green shoots are what have come up. So I haven't chopped these yet, but the last couple of days it's been raining, storming, so windy, and I leave these outdoors because outdoors is where the sun's at, but it hasn't been sunny, and I think the wind has sort of damaged it or bent them a little bit, but that's okay because they're still looking fresh and healthy. Next herb we're looking at is this basil plant here. So this basil plant, I've already cut it multiple times and new shoots have already grown out, so it still looks super luscious and green. But I just want to say the first time that I purchased basil, it was from the supermarket, and it was those small containers with the basil leaves shooting out and you can just pot them. So originally I thought you could just leave it in that little pot and just water it daily, but I found out not too long after that my basil plant just kept dying, and even though I was watering it every single day, I wasn't too sure why it was dying. So I actually googled it this time. What I did was I transferred it into a larger pot. So Basically, after you get that little pot that it comes in, you have to take it out and separate them, because in each pot there's at least 20 or 30 basil plants. Like, I initially thought there was only 1 or 2 in there, and I thought it could just sit in there, but there's not enough room for it to grow. So you need to open it up, break the soil, spread all the roots apart, and then replant it into a larger pot so that it has room to actually grow. And this one has been flourishing, I must say. Really different outcome to the first one. I water this plant daily, and I keep it in a place where there's good amount of sunlight throughout the day. Another thing I didn't really know previously was that there's a special way to sort of harvest them, and you can't be just cutting off random places, which I previously did, and it actually hurt the growth, and then the stems and the leaves started turning brown. So now I know, and I've harvested this multiple times. There's a special technique. Here is a place where I cut it off before, and then 2 new shoots sprout out on the side like that. This one as well, if you can see in here. This is where I cut it previously, and then shoots started sprouting around it. So basically what you need to do is harvest it a couple of millimeters above the little growth section. For example, this one, what I did was cut off the top bit, which was ready to eat, and it was already big leaves and it was healthy. So once you cut off the top bit, it will stop it from flowering, and then it will focus the growth on the bottom spreading section underneath. It will encourage it to sprout that way, and then these stems will soon become main stems, so it will keep growing into like large bunches like that. So I found that super interesting, and I'm really happy that I see so much little new growth coming up, and my plant is no longer dying. The next herb that we started growing, this was only maybe a few days ago, probably 3 days ago, and it's coriander or cilantro. We eat this all the time. I love the smell of coriander. I know a lot of people hate it. It's like a love-hate sort of thing, but I love using it. I love putting it into my cooking, and I love eating it, so we decided to plant it. I used the store purchased coriander. I separated it into different bunches, and then I just planted it straight into the pot. And then what I realized the next day when I woke up in the morning is that my coriander had all died. It's gone all soft and floppy. It was no longer standing up, and I wasn't too sure why. So what I did was I chopped off all the top bits, and I chopped off the bits that have died, and kept just this much of the bottom section. As you guys can see, new sprouts of coriander have already sprouted from this bottom section, and I think it's looking good so far. I think it's gone back to life. We got rid of all the dead nasty bits. So basically coriander needs to be moist and put in the sun, and you don't regrow it with everything on. You need to snip it off and only regrow the bottom bits. And I've also read somewhere that when you put a plate under it to support it, it's good to put some water inside so that the water from the bottom slowly soaks up through the soil, and it will keep the soil moist pretty much most of the time in case you forget to water it. But I do sort of sprinkle some water on it every single day as well, and I leave it in the sun. Excited to see how this will turn out. So for the lettuce, I wanted to keep the stub of the lettuce, but my partner didn't know and he threw it out, so I only managed to save 2. For the first one, I had it soaked in this little water container for about 3 days now, and this is the progress of the shoots. This is so cute. The little baby lettuce looks so fresh, and it's already sprouting, and this saved a little bit of the stub, and I'm not too sure if this will work. This is day 1 and nothing's sort of come up yet, whereas the other one overnight I could already see little bits. But the good thing is when I put this into the water next to this was actually yellow. So this was the yellowy white middle section of the lettuce. Now it's turned green overnight in the water. I don't know why that is. This is my first time testing lettuce. This will stay in water. It doesn't go back into soil, I think. Not too sure, but it grows really well in water already. So I've seen ones that have grown this high, and you just cut a leaf off as you go and it keeps growing. Apparently if you replant this in soil, it tastes a little bit bitter, but I'm not too sure. So we're testing on this one, but I find these so adorable. Our next and final vegetable that I'm doing today is garlic. So who doesn't love garlic? I love the taste of garlic. I've literally put it in everything when we're cooking. I have 2 garlic pots. This is one of them. This is one of my garlic pots, and these are the garlic leaves sprouting on them. Garlic is supposed to be pretty low maintenance. You water it once a week and just make sure it gets around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight every single day. The only thing is, garlic takes 9 months to grow. I did not know that. So we will be waiting till the end of the year to actually see what this looks like. But the leaves are looking healthy so far, like they have shot up. This is just from store-bought garlic cloves, and what we did was we got the little garlic cloves, used this container and pretty much this amount of water as well, with the flat bit at the bottom and then the shooting bit at the top, and we left it about a week and a half or so, and then you actually started seeing roots sprouting out the bottom of the cloves, each clove, and then some of the leaves shot out from the top. So when the roots were nice and healthy and the leaves were about this long, I took it into soil and I started planting it. So there are 4 cloves here. With garlic, they said that the best time to plant it is at the start of autumn, so before the autumn freeze, and then 9 months later you can start collecting it around spring or summer. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Other than that, garlic, you don't really need to water it every once in a while. Once a week is enough, and the soil likes to be hot, so it likes to be in sunlight. Definitely need a lot of sunlight and warmth. Garlic pots I leave outside along with the spring onions in the soil, and then everything else I leave inside but in direct sunlight throughout the whole day. Alright, so that's it for today's video, guys. I think that's enough of me babbling on about my vegetables and plants. Hopefully you have learned something in this video. If you've also been planting or you wanted to give me some gardening tips, please go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Remember to like and subscribe. I will update you guys on the progress of these plants, especially my garlic, later on down the track, and let you know how I go. Like and subscribe, turn on notifications. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye now.
Whenever I'm with you, I am alright.